happening, guys? Back again for another episode of Games We Never Knew, and today we're taking a look at a game that wasn't cancelled or axed. No, it was abandoned. Now that game is Akira, based on the classic 1988 manga hit. I love Akira. That's why I'm really passionate about this episode. Akira was due to be released on the Snes, the Genesis, the Game Boy, the Game Gear and the Mega CD, so this is going to be a really interesting episode, guys. Now I reached out to 5 people, 2 of which have given feedback for the video, and we're going to hear some thoughts from people that actually played this at CES in 1994. Before we do that, guys, I just have a little update for you because the Games We Never Knew t-shirts are in stock and are selling really well. If you guys want to get your hands on this Mario red shirt or the Sonic blue shirts that we have coming in, please send me a direct message on my Facebook group. The link's in the description. I'm really happy with them. My size is at the printers, otherwise I would have one on. Future episodes will feature me with these bad boys on. They feel fantastic. But for now, guys, let's take a look at Akira, Games We Never Knew. Akira was ever being developed for any console, so my research I found this absolutely fascinating, and I just want to give a shout out to hardcoregaming101.net as they provided so much information on their site. I'll link the original article in the description, and from that I took lots of different kind of names and targeted people, and I spoke to a chap called Ryan who worked for THQ in, I think it was the early 2000s, and he had access to certain prototypes, and I asked him if there was any evidence of the Snes prototype for Akira, Genesis, etc, and unfortunately he never came across any prototype footage, although we do know it exists because I'm going to show you in this video a clip of somebody playing Akira on the Genesis version at CES in Chicago in 1994. Now, a chap called Tom Meigs was one of the developers, I believe, for the Game Gear version, and this screenshot here is the only known screenshot depicting Akira on the Sega Game Gear. Apparently, and according to hardcoregaming101.net, the files were completely destroyed. That was actually confirmed by Tom Meigs himself. Personally, I find that quite fascinating. Now, the versions that interested me the most were the Snes and the Sega Genesis, because I'm a 16-bit kind of girl. And I reached out to a journalist, Phil. I will link his Twitter. Thank you, Phil. You seem like a cool guy, by the way. And Phil actually got a chance to play Akira, and here's what he said about it. So yes, I did get to play a bit of the Genesis version of Akira in the 1994 Summer CES in Chicago. The Genesis version was the only one that they had playable at the show, but it was also being advertised for the release on the Sega CD, Snes, Game Boy and Game Gear. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a complete build. I seem to recall some crashes and some stages being incomplete, but that may just be my memory of fading after 20+ years. So Phil couldn't confirm that the Sega Genesis version was completed, but the rumour on the internet is that it was completed. The Snes version, however, was rumoured to be completed at around 30% and included a remake of the original soundtrack, but in 16-bit, cool kind of chiptune kind of format. Wow, I wish this game had come out. I love the manga. The game looked absolutely great in the screenshots that we saw. What do you guys think? So why was it cancelled? Well, as I said in the introduction, it wasn't cancelled, it was abandoned. And again, during an interview with hardcoregaming101.net, Jim Gregory, one of the lead developers on Akira, had this to say. It was not so much cancelled or scrapped as it fell into neglect. Larry transferred the rights to THQ and we couldn't get a clearer agreement on the game elements with the project manager. They didn't understand the limitations of the Snes. The project was then a victim to a number of disasters, including the lead programmer leaving and other work being more pressing. So yes, the game was abandoned, and following on from that, Phil at the time, who had a heavy interest in the game, also received an email from somebody at THQ saying that THQ had canned the project. So it all kind of feeds in nicely that we'll never see this game, unfortunately. We do have some screenshots, as we've seen, and playing us out now, guys, there's going to be some raw footage from CES in Chicago in 1994 of Akira on the Sega Genesis. Please rate, comment and subscribe for more games we never knew, and don't forget to buy your t-shirt, guys. My name's Gemma, take care, playing us out is some Akira.